You are now listening to the Cross-Platform Chat podcast.
Hello and welcome. This is episode 0 of Cross-Platform Chat, a podcast about video games and nerdy things. We are 3 friends with 3 distinct perspectives on games, but we are cross-platform and backwards compatible. So we welcome gamers of all flavors to the table, so pull up a chair. Why don't you hang out with the cool kids? Stay a while. Why don't you? Let's chop this thing up. Before we get started on the podcast, though, I want to do introductions. Like I said, we are three dudes coming to the table at you. So I want to welcome 2 of my friends. Why don't you guys say hi for a second?
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
What's up? So I want to take just a minute to get to know my bros here on the mic. Who wants to go first?
Greg does.
Greg.
Okay. All right.
Greg, I just have a few questions for you. This is just, in my opinion, like when you're listening to a new podcast, you want to know who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just got some quick, whatever you want people to know about you also. But first, how did gaming start for you? Like, what was your first console?
First console was a Super Nintendo I got for Christmas. It was Super Mario World. And tore that game up. That was awesome.
Started with like the best game ever.
Yeah,
Where do you go from there?
Yeah. And then didn't it's funny, I missed out on a lot of like the big games, like didn't play a Zelda game, didn't play a Metroid game way later. It was like, what's grandma could have found at the store? Oh, Beethoven for SNES.
Thanks, me, Mom.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean,
man.
Yeah. But yeah, started that, then
Dave.
got a N64, then onto GameCube and PS2 and Xbox, and kind of had all platforms from there.
You are cross-platform, my friend. So
tried.
tell me like 3 pivotal games of your precious lifetime. If you could just name 3, like.
Okay.
I mean, this is hard. I didn't actually tell you guys I was gonna ask you like your
It's good.
3 most important games, but just.
I think this is very hazy. I think the first game I ever played, it was at one of my parents' friends' house. It was Mario 2.
Okay.
And I very
Nice.
distinctly remember that, and that's so great to go back to.
I actually remember the first time I played Mario 2 as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Mario 2 is undoubtedly the most cracked out Mario ever made.
It's so weird.
Actually,
That
it's
game
not
is
a real
so
Mario
bizarre.
game.
Yeah, like for me, that being my first one, going to other Mario games, I'm like, what? This is weird.
God, they were
Mario
so,
1 and 3.
timid and boring compared to 2. You
Yeah,
know, you play
yeah.
2 and then 1 and 3, and you're like, I'm so lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Right when I saw Birdo, I was like, shit.
Oh man, Birdo's got a good
I don't
mouth,
know
doesn't
what's
she?
going on in this thing. Throwing potions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
so Mario 2.
Mario
is the
2.
first. Okay.
Yeah. I would say, I gotta say Star Fox.
Yo.
Yeah. Like, I remember very distinctly my dad just renting it from a video store. It was like, hey, check this game out. And blew me away. Like, you go back now and it's real choppy, but man, the 3D stuff in that game is out of this world.
I
Y'all
definitely
remember being able to rent games from like Blockbuster and Showtime?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
those were the days. Don't tell anyone, but I always used to keep the instruction manuals. They never
That guy?
That's
Man.
why I never got
I
them.
had like this whole shoebox full of like,
I
little
knew I didn't like you
spotty-
for some reason. I figured it out.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I the one thing I remember from that game is I was still young enough that for some reason I could not grasp the double tapping the shoulders to roll. And like
Oh, really?
my dad was like, "No, you just do this." I'm like, "I don't get it." I'm like, "You just gotta play. I gotta watch it for a while."
And you must have grown up with a hatred for Peppy. Do a barrel roll. I can't do a barrel roll.
Yeah, it
All right.
needs to be specific.
So, game number 3.
Game number 3. That is interesting. I am going to say Final Fantasy 11.
11.
Ooh.
Yeah, that game was what I played through most of college, and
That got you
a
through.
good time.
And-
Yeah, like
and not WoW?
no,
Oh.
it was started before WoW, even. But yeah, me and my roommate in college, we played the whole time, and made a lot of good friends. Like it got to the point where I just knew everyone in our link shell. I'd just get on the chat and stuff every
Link
night.
shell, oh my god.
Yeah,
I haven't even thought of that word in like
there's
10
a
years.
brain synapse firing you haven't had no why.
I just got a flashback to like a
Yeah.
previous life. Link
Yeah,
shell.
yeah, but yeah, that game still super special. Like it's. I mean, it was so punishing, but it was really fun.
We should change the podcast name to the Link Shell. We'll talk about it. Just kidding. Okay.
Well, it's not too late. I mean, we're on episode 0, so
That's true. We're at ground zero right now. Okay. The third question I want to ask is your current like gaming preference. What do you game on?
Oh,
Platform wise, what do you do? What's your jam?
everywhere, man. If a third party game comes out that I have my choice, I'm gonna go Xbox One X.
Yeah.
But I'm also playing all the PS4 exclusives I can, and Switch exclusives. Just kind of recently got a decent enough PC to start playing new releases on that. So I've been.
yeah, you did. You sent me those specs, and that was a beefy PC you got. Good deal too.
Right.
What'd you get?
It is. I'm not a.
Oh come
Do it.
on, really? Don't let us down.
That's
Don't
how
be
much
like
of a
that.
console person I am. I'm like, oh, it's a good one.
It's got
think it's
memory crystals.
Yeah,
That
I
actually
think
too.
I think it's a NVIDIA 2070
Yeah.
RTX.
Yeah. How many RAMs did you buy?
I think it's only
16.
16.
There you,
Yeah.
There you go.
I do
See,
not
I
remember the
one.
processor.
i7. Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
That sounds good.
That was
I
like
got that
months
one.
ago. I remember
Yeah,
that.
glad I got that one.
Very good.
That's why I sent it to you. To be like, this is good.
So
But, yeah. I would love to just not care where I play stuff, but like right now I'm even in a situation where I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate for the second time, and
no
like,
judgment.
I want the achievements, even though it's only 900p on this Xbox, and I own it on PC, but
I mean,
I've got a ways to go to be truly a platform agnostic.
Hey,
You-
just go where your heart goes.
Yeah,
in all fairness, you are the most platform agnostic person I know. And like, as soon as you got the Xbox One X, you pretty much were like that. To me, that seems like your go-to console at the
Yeah.
moment. Ever
Yeah.
since it came out, it seems like
Man, when I converted him and he put on the green sash and he jumped on the boat, oh, it was beautiful.
I'm about to walk off this podcast right now.
Hey, you walk off that plank, buddy.
Okay, so the last question I have for you before we move on to Sonic Boom is, what are you playing right now?
right now, I've been going through. Super late to the party, but Gears of War 4.
Nice.
Pretty good on that PC, and that's a great game. Like, I knew people liked it, but playing it now, I'm like, why didn't I play this? Like, I like this so much more than the original 3. So it's good.
Played 3.
Mentioned Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Doing that in my downtime, collecting memory fragments constantly. Kind of my wind down time.
Sure.
Playing, still trudging through Ghost of Tsushima. I need to buckle down on that a little bit.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
That game's over 2 months old now. So,
Is it already 2 months old?
yeah, I think it was July, wasn't it?
So,
So yeah, and then a little Hades on PC now that's 1.0, which that game is great. I played a little bit right when it came out in early access. They have really tightened it up.
I don't know why that game wasn't even on my radar. That's the new game by Supergiant, right?
Supergiant, yeah.
I keep like everybody I'm hearing on Twitter is like Game of the Year contender.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just hit
Jesus.
1.0. I guess late last week, it came out on PC and Switch. But it's good stuff.
I think I'll pick it up on Switch. I think.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's one of my co-hosts, my boy Greg. Sometimes you'll hear me refer to him as the Human Platinum, depending. Let's move on to the other voice you hear is Devin.
Hi.
Sometimes I call him Sonic Boom. Sorry, I realized I called you Sonic Boom before the people actually knew who you were formally. So.
No, that's fine. I'd rather them know me that way.
All right, I'm
Set the
going to
precedent.
run down the same questions I just shot Greg with, which was, how did gaming start for you? This better be a good answer.
Oh, it's great. It was like 4 or 5, and I got an NES for Christmas, and it blew me away. Although I was really bad at it. Still kind of bad at games, but my mom had to help me with 1-1. So
Nice.
yeah,
Your mom,
yeah, my mommy.
that should be a bumper sticker. My mom helped me with World 1.
Oh man,
Bumper sticker, dude. We
that's
need
my
to do
claim
that.
to fame. I'm putting that on Twitter.
Oh my god, that's great.
I was always the Genesis kid. I don't know why. My school was always weird. Like we always had Genesis. No one had Super Nintendos. We had
Really?
yeah,
I thought,
yeah. You know, we
This is starting to make a lot of
collected coins. We collected rings, not coins, because you know Mortal Kombat had the blood. So because
That's true. It did have the blood.
Yeah.
you know Sonic and his edginess. But yeah, the 64, which I bought out of was it J.C. Penney's catalog? Yeah, back when you could
Wow.
buy things out of catalogs.
You're aging us real
Oh,
quick.
dude, it's great. Like I think I spent like $500, $600 on that damn thing when all said and done.
Those games are.
They were
Oh,
pricey, man.
That when you buy it from a department store catalog, you're paying out the nose, but I didn't know better.
And shipping and handling.
Yeah.
Who would pay
that-
$70 for a video game?
some bunch
Me
of
in
idiots.
about 2 months.
And 10 million people. Oh man, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, then sauntered on to 64 and then PS2, and I jumped back and forth. I really didn't have any solid allegiance until achievements got their hooks in me, and now I can't leave it. I can't get off of it. But more recently, been PC, Warzone, Destiny, things of that nature.
I feel like you've been PC a long time, though. Like, not really?
On and off, yeah.
On again,
So,
off again.
Yeah, I mean,
That whole
I'd say more Xbox than anything, but with the Rona and all, I'm down in my office, aka unfinished basement, and my PC's right next to my work laptop. So
How
when I'm
convenient.
on break, yeah, crazy how that works out.
That's why you're on Call of Duty every time I log on to Discord at random times. Is this guy playing COD all day? All right. 3 pivotal games. of your
Ooh,
first
I will do a hyphen GoldenEye / Blitz on the 64 because
Hyphen's not allowed. Pick one.
tough. You're getting it.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna bully you. Don't make me.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Those games.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
I
said
cut
those
you
games
off twice.
That's fine. We're gonna, we got to figure out the Walt. We'll step on each other's toes.
I didn't know whether I wanted to tell my stupid Blitz story. Some kid stole Blitz from me in high school. That's my Blitz story.
That's karma. You stole all them manuals.
That's true. I wonder where those things are now. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, my friends would come over to my house before school and we'd play a couple games of Blitz, or we'd play GoldenEye, a couple rounds of Deathmatch, before school. And we walked to school from my house, and it was constant, always on, always played it. Then Halo, of course. I mean,
What was your GoldenEye main, by the way, real quick?
Oh God!
Don't tell me you have a job.
No,
Don't tell me you have a
I'm not
job.
that
I'm-
cretin.
okay.
No, gosh, no, that'd be gross. No, I'd probably either Bond or Jaws. I like playing as Jaws. He was fun. Big
That
tin grin.
massive target.
Yeah, I didn't mind. But then Halo. Everyone loves Halo. I mean, we got bonding stories with Halo in the old Game Force
And-
era.
Good answer there. That might be one of mine. I'll think about that.
Here's a fun fact. I bought my original Xbox and Halo with inheritance money. So thanks, Mima.
She's looking down on you now, very proud.
Oh, she's scolding me.
The legacy to leave behind.
She hates it. I blame my mom. I'm like, hey, you bought the NES for me. This is all because of you. My crippling debt is on your shoulders. So thanks.
That's a whole nother podcast as well. we can do.
The state of all three of our debt.
Yeah. Our idols of shame.
Okay, so
third game, wow. I dumped a ton of hours into that, good and bad. I got up there. I was, raiding pretty consistently, doing a lot of end content. Had a couple websites use our rating videos for how-tos and whatnot. But yeah, I don't want to tell you my /played. A, I don't know it, and B, it's embarrassing, but so.
So you played WoW. I knew you played PC for a long time.
Yeah. I was right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, I don't consider that PC though. It's like when someone says, "Oh, I'm a PC gamer. What do you play?" "Oh, I play League." It's like, well, okay, you play a game. That doesn't count. Spread it out.
Especially what can't play WoW. Pretty sure I played WoW on a toaster.
Yeah, I mean,
just saying. All right. So what are you playing currently?
Currently, I'm drudging through. Strudging? Wait, that's not a word. Drudging? Sludging.
It is
slogging?
Now. Trudging.
Slogging.
I'll take slogging sounds.
Flogging. Through Paper Mario and the Origami King.
I want to play that so bad.
I just can't RPG like I used to. Like the story is just, I can't. I just want it to be over, but it's like, oh, you want to go here? Well, here's 20 hours of side missions that have nothing to do with the main story. But Captain Toad's in it. Spoiler alert. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like Captain Toad.
You don't have to play it if you don't want to.
Well, the missus, she really likes it. She really wanted to play it. So Switch is like our bonding game time. She doesn't play a lot of Xbox.
I hear you.
Like we went through Luigi's Mansion and loved it.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah. Other than that, Warzone, I'll get on and be awful at. Sometimes Destiny, not very often. Whatever Game Pass is kicking around. Usually that's
sure.
New stuff here and there. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's introductions of my two co-hosts. I guess is it my turn now?
What about yourself?
Yes.
Where did it start for you?
But I want you to ask me the questions. I'm just kidding. Okay. Introductions. How did gaming start for me? Gaming started for me on the regular Nintendo. Like Devin, I got it for Christmas. I was kind of I didn't have a lot of toys growing up, so getting an NES was like world changing for me. Got it with Mario. The thing was, I feel like I hardly ever got new games for my Nintendo. So like usually it was waiting for a friend to have a yard sale. So I would just kind of accumulate games over the years. After that, got a Super Nintendo, but pretty late in the game. I was mostly a Nintendo kid. Regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Did get a Genesis, 64. Yeah, PlayStation. I mean, yeah. But I would say it all started with NES. 3 pivotal games of my lifetime. I didn't even think about answering these questions.
Oh, come on. This is easy.
I really did.
Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, and Metal Gear 3.
Only 2 of those is on the list, okay? No, I'm going to have to say
Snake Eater.
The first Zelda, I would not say Snake Eater.
Oh, dude.
But I will say Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is definitely one of them. I played that game, and it was like, it was the first time I played a video game and was like, wow, games are, games are as cool as me now. I'm growing up. Look at me. So Metal Gear Solid, the original Zelda, and I'm going to go pretty recent with this one, even though if I really sat down and thought about this question for 10 hours, I probably wouldn't say this, but Bloodborne, probably. Yeah. Love that game. It was like, I'd never really played through a Souls game before Bloodborne, and then after that, it was like, I kind of consider my gaming career before and after Bloodborne. That's how kind of...
Really? Even over Demon's Souls?
I never played... I mean, I went back and played it, but Bloodborne was really the first college try I gave those games.
So you're telling me all that Twitter hype is like manufactured?
No, I played them after the fact, okay? You don't have to play games as they come out to be a fan of the game. Sonic Boom.
Well,
Why are you busting my balls?
I got to bust chops. That's me.
No,
That's my role in this podcast. We talked about that on the wild card.
Chill. All right, I'm not done with my questions yet.
Well, then start
My
asking
gaming
yourself.
preference, I am primary PlayStation. I always joke with my friends, I'm not a Sony pony, I'm a Sony warhorse. So that's like my moniker. That's my alter ego is Sony
Your
Warhorse.
Golden Mane.
That's right. So I put on my saddle and I wear that proudly. I mean, I I bought an Xbox One at launch, and now I don't have it. That's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna get a PS5. We'll get into that, but yeah, I'm mostly PlayStation, but I play an awful lot of Switch too. Love my Switch. Gets a bit neglected from time to time, but definitely on my Switch a lot. What I'm playing now, Ghost of Tsushima. I've been messing around with that. I'm just really taking my time with it. It's a beautiful game. I like to mess around with the camera mode, with the photo mode, and I'm still like really surprised how good the combat is in that game. I shouldn't be surprised because it's Sucker Punch, but damn, it's good.
Yeah.
Damn, it is good. Okay, let's move on, shall we? I want to get into some newsy news.
It was hot, man. We picked a great time to start podcasting.
I know. I actually, where this is kind of one of those stories like, where were you when you first heard the news? Sort of thing, because I was on Twitter like just as it went live, and I was just like, thumbing through Twitter. Then Jason Schreier was like, yeah, so I guess Microsoft is buying out Zenimax. I'm like, okay, whatever he just said. I'm like scrolling, and more people are talking about it. Wait, what did he say?
Yeah.
What? So, I mean, I guess my question, throw it out there. What do you think about this? Tell me your thoughts. Talk to me.
That is the bombshell of the year. Like, holy, like, no one even knew that ZeniMax was for sale, not to my knowledge.
No.
I mean, everyone's talking to everyone. I mean, last week the rumors were that Bungie's getting bought by Microsoft again, and you had the head of Bungie come out and say, no, that's not true, which, whether it is or not, but everyone's talking to everyone all the time. Like, that's just a fact of the game. And the last couple months, I heard nothing about ZeniMax, Bethesda, id, Arcane, any of that. So
honestly, if someone would have said that there was going to be a buyout, this wouldn't have even been on the table in my mind. Too massive.
I never would have crossed my mind.
Yeah, no shot. I would have believed the what is it? Konami getting bought out by Sony, or whatever the rumors were kicking around a couple months ago.
Sure.
People kept circling back to, I would have believed that way before I believed Microsoft buying ZeniMax for how much money was that again, Matt?
7.5 billion with a B. Baby.
Billions.
Star Wars sold for $4 billion.
Yeah, let's put that in perspective. How much
How crazy is that?
And when I'm reading the story, I'm like, okay, 7.5 billion, yeah, whatever. Okay, and then someone said, I think it was like Brian Altano was like, by the way, Disney bought out Lucasfilm for $4 billion. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's crazy. That is nuts. I've heard people say they overpaid, but honestly, if you're acquiring that, I don't think that's.
It's a lot. I mean, you're getting a whole thing.
Yeah. You just bought
overpay. Maybe. I don't know. You got to look at what you're buying. How much is that worth? Plus, how much are they going to make in the next 10 years? And that's usually your price tag when you're buying something out. And
it's funny. I heard. I can't remember who said this, but someone was saying like, if you do the math, current rate, like how many people are currently on Game Pass, Microsoft is making a little over $1 billion a year. So like when you put it in that perspective, this is going to pay off pretty quick, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was paid in cash, probably. I mean, they have $130 billion in cash on hand. So that's just them making their investors happy by doing something with said cash. So it's not just sitting there.
Things.
And that's it. Like, the IP alone is like, oh, that might be worth it. But, like, that's a lot of great studios.
It's staggering, yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
There's like all of those studios. I whatever you make, I want
it. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And like, when you actually go through the list of games, I almost kind of forget how much they do. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the first thing you think of is like Elder Scrolls because that's probably the most recognizable, perhaps. But my favorite of that everything that is under that umbrella is probably Doom. But like for most people, Elder Scrolls is like the number one thing. But like Doom, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Prey,
Fallout.
Rage,
Fallout's
Evil
my
Within, like
jam. Yeah.
Skyrim.
seriously.
Todd Howard sold us Skyrim again. You know,
I mean, it's like it's crazy, and yeah, I'm gonna be so interested. Well, actually, that's gonna be my next question. Really, is right when this buyout happened, you know, everybody's mind is going all over the place. I'm really thinking, are they gonna lock this down exclusive? What are they gonna do with these IPs? Like, what are your thoughts? You think that I mean, are they going to integrate these? They will integrate them into Game Pass, and in fact, I think they're going to pretty much immediately, right?
Yeah.
As far
They've
as their
said,
backlog of
I think there was
games.
some interview with Phil Spencer where he said they'll be on
Yeah,
quite soon.
which I think is a good idea because new games probably won't come out of these. Um, New games probably won't come out of these studios for a little while, you would think, but you want to make like immediate impact on this acquisition, is what I would think. But I mean, as far as exclusivity, what is there going to be exclusivity? Or are they going to become a publishing arm and just put it out on everything? What are your thoughts? Talk to me, Sonic Boo.
you know, like they said, it'll be case by case. Anything that is currently in contract, like oh, the name escapes me, Deathloop. There we go. And
Oh yeah, Ghostwire
Tokyo game. Yeah, those two they're going to be honored. Those will still be PlayStation exclusives. But anything after that will be case by case. Now, are we going to see the next Skyrim on Xbox exclusive? Well, who knows? I mean, everyone still gets to play Mojang games, you know, and Xbox has owned that for years. Which they only paid what $2 billion for Mojang to get
somewhere
Minecraft?
around there. Yeah.
So they're going to look at the list of what people are developing, and if it's, you know, in the next 6 to 12 months, if it's not going to cause a huge, you know, ripple in development, they'll probably shift some games to Xbox exclusives. But you know, I think they'll still be Microsoft. They'll still be your home friendly big corporation, and still continue to publish things on other platforms.
I mean, I can like see it both ways. I remember Phil Spencer saying it's case by case. Was it him that said that? And it could be game title by title basis. But like honestly, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like you just made arguably the biggest acquisition in the history of the industry. I don't know why you wouldn't completely leverage this to your advantage. And to me, like they could bring them to the PlayStation. This is honestly what I see happening is they're going to have games that are timed exclusives on Game Pass and then perhaps bring them to PlayStation later. And maybe even not like Doom, for example. I kind of see that game as I would think that they would make that an exclusive and maybe make a game like Elder Scrolls a timed exclusive, but I really think that they are going to completely leverage all of this with Game Pass and try and apply as much pressure and just lure people into that subscription as possible. That's really what I see happening. I've kind of gone back and forth on this, but I don't know. That's what I think as of right now anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, anything coming out forward is going to be day one Game Pass. So you got to think of that, you know, Doom 3, whatever that looks like, Starfield, Elder Scrolls, whenever we get another Fallout game, or when we ever get a Dishonored game, please, Arcane, you know. But whether those come to other platforms, you know, we'll probably still see a couple big hitters, you know, maybe Skyrim, because that's huge. That'll sell regardless.
Yeah. And man, it's crazy to think about it, but I don't know, Greg, what do you think? And actually, one thing I was thinking too was like, do you think that they will have some sort of now that Game Pass is going? I mean, Game Pass was already the best value, like in gaming. You're gonna add all this stuff plus EA. Is there gonna be any sort of tiered Game Pass, like, or are they gonna keep it?
I think they'll keep it. Like, it's like, I mean, they've got, you know, you've got your base Game Pass with your Ultimate, which still all the Game Pass stuff. It just gives you gold and PC for free. But yeah, I think they're just going to keep rolling with the price they said. I don't see them raising it anytime soon. But I just don't see them spending that much money and not keeping a good chunk of those games for
Right.
themselves. It's I don't know. A lot of people on Twitter making a lot of assumptions. I'm like, I don't know about that.
No, yeah,
Maybe
I
we'll
can.
actually get a price hike. I mean, rumor is it's going to get jacked up to 20. I don't know if that's just hearsay or not, but even at $20 a month, it's still a steal, especially with them adding 20 more
Right.
studios.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, you would have reason. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think you could usher that in, and I don't know that you would get that many people saying I'm out, but I don't know. That's just
Well,
my
I mean,
first blush.
Redbox did not Redbox. Netflix did it. Hulu's done it. They
Right.
always say we're raising rates to be competitive and continue to bring your services and et cetera, and inflation.
Right.
And
That's a good point.
so,
And that's the sales model they're replicating.
yeah,
So I don't.
people rabbled and said, I'm going to, no, 1% maybe discontinued their service, but they'll keep going. I mean, they're a service company now.
Yeah.
They're not here to sell you boxes. They're not here to sell you games. They're here to sell you the service. Like, that's their motto.
I'm a little fuzzy. Did Xbox Live Gold, did it only ever go up once? It was like 50 to start, and then it went up to 59. Like,
I would not know. That's a
That's a
question.
good
that was
question.
only once. I'm a little fuzzy on when it happened.
That's so long ago, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it was like late 360 gen. That it went up.
I think Gold and PS Plus both have gone up at least once in their lifetime.
Yeah, PS Plus, I know for sure.
So,
And I was, I think, Greg, I saw you on Twitter earlier, or maybe we were just texting. Anyway, you were saying like how much Game Pass subscriptions have expanded from
It went
10
from
to 15 million.
10 million 6 months ago, 15 million the other day. That they announced.
that's crazy.
That is insane. And honestly, I have so many thoughts about this, but one of the thoughts I kind of had with this was, that's amazing. That's incredible expansion. You're expanding 33% in less than half a year. That is nuts. That's crazy. Year-on-year profit, but I seriously wonder like how long this deal was in the works, because my honest opinion of Xbox is that Microsoft, clearly they are huge enough to make pretty much any acquisition they would want, and they have been in that position since they've been in the game. And this is the first time that they've really, like, with teeth gone after something this aggressively. And I'm glad, honestly, for them, because I think gaming is better when Xbox is a major player in it. But I wonder if this 10 to 15 million subscription hike has like gotten company attention in a way that they never had before. I really don't know, and I don't know how long this would be in works, but like maybe that was Xbox saying, "Look, we're making gangbusters."
Yeah. I mean, it's got to help when you're asking for money for something to be like, "Hey, look at how much we've grown in the last 6 months."
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting too, because games generally have just been selling crazy since COVID. Everybody's at home with nothing to do, but it is relative to some degree. I mean, obviously Sony and Nintendo are slaying. I had some really good stats about how good Sony is, Nintendo is doing right now, but of course I don't have them at mine. But Nintendo is quietly outpacing everybody right now. Well, I don't know if Sonic Boom, you got thoughts? I can hear them coming.
I'll just pontificate about what you guys said. I mean, Phil Spencer, he's been writing the ship for the last 7 years. Don Matrick, took a dump in his Cheerios and said, "Have fun."
Done.
So,
where's Donnie now? Can he come back?
He went to Zynga and then Google or something.
Oh, is he? I didn't know anything past Zynga.
Yeah, he fell up, which is great.
Okay, I'll find him on Twitter after the show.
There you go. But I mean, Phil, he's got a blank check. He's got a blank check. He's going to go and get the studios that match what their portfolio needs. Satya Nadella, he's just like, yeah, here you go. Here's the checkbook, and do your thing. So they got their blessing from Microsoft.
This doesn't shock me, but I had heard just like a few hours ago that they're interested in making other acquisitions. Because right when this broke, I'm like, my God, if they're willing to do this, like everything's on the table. Everything.
Oh yeah. Well, every time they buy someone, they bought Double Fine. They're like, yep, we're going to continue to seek out other purchases. They've said it every time they've bought someone. So, I mean, at this point, you can't. It's going to be, not be able to hold a candle to this purchase. But
and that's the thing, like the acquisitions they had been making before, like Ninja Theory. Okay, they're awesome. They're on the come up, but that's not on the order of id.
Yeah,
it's not on the order of Bethesda. All these, or even Double Fine, awesome studio, no qualms. But those are relatively small acquisitions.
They're at a whole different tier for sure.
I mean, I couldn't even name it's crazy. The only other big acquisition that even off the top of my head is like Square Enix, and when that happened, everyone was like, "Oh my God!" And I can't even. think
somebody's going to buy them, if anything. But I don't know, they're fine. I don't see them getting bought. They're doing all right.
No, they're going to be fine. But
yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, I have other thoughts on that, but maybe we'll. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this topic first, it was like the biggest news of the year, but I was kind of like thinking in terms of, obviously it's launch year, awesome. So, and actually, you know what? Let's talk about pre-orders for a minute. Xbox pre-ordered today. It is the 22nd of September as of today. So tell me, boys, were you able to pick it up? How did you get stuck on Best Buy's screen loop like I was getting?
I don't know if it is because of the hype surrounding the X, which some people are reporting is too powerful, which that was a great tweet, or if it's just because they've told people well in advance, come here, this is the date, the time, show up and pre-order. But man, was it a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Did you guys get one?
Yes.
Did you guys both get one?
Yep.
From the Microsoft Store.
Yeah, that's where I got mine. Yeah, that's where I got mine too.
We were IMing each other in Discord or Twitter. Oh, this links up, because Best Buy didn't go up right away. Or no, did it? No, it didn't go up for an hour.
No, it was up, like quite a bit later.
Yeah. GameStop went up pretty quick. Target went up pretty quick. The store, Microsoft Store went up. Eventually, like Sam's Club, I tried to get one there because that went up super late.
Yeah, I saw that one. I tried to get that one too.
Amazon was pretty late too.
Yeah, they were just around about an hour late. Same time with Best Buy.
The parade of seeing every dog at Amazon.
Yeah, I was getting dog screened, man. Like, if I see another corgi, I'm about to punch my damn computer. Yeah, I kept on getting dog screened at Amazon. I really thought I was going to hit the Amazon one, but I went to Amazon, no luck. Best Buy, nothing. Same exact thing with my PS5. If I had one retailer of choice to actually get a console, it would be Best Buy, only because they do like in-store pickup on the day of launch, and that's just how I roll, because I don't want to wait 2-3 days, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was getting the same thing. Like, it would be on my cart, and then it wouldn't, and then it would, and then it wouldn't, and
that's how I got my second. Is it was you've already put your limit into your cart. Click my cart. Your cart is empty. Like,
So Target.
About 45 minutes, and one showed up. I'm like, sweet. There's my backup.
That's like how I got my Mario pins yesterday. I seriously stressed myself out over Mario pins more than both these consoles.
That phone
almost as bad.
Baby.
Almost as bad.
Oh, it was so bad. And like, I was refreshing my cart, and I kept on adding, and they're like, you can only have one. You can only have one. I'm like, I can't even check out. I can't even edit my bag.
Yeah.
Jesus. That was but I got them, so I can sleep soundly. Okay, so you pre-ordered the Xbox. I presume both you guys went Series X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually got one of each. I think that was my downfall. Is I was like calm, cool, and collective. I'm hitting F5. I got about 19 browsers open, and then once it hit, I'm like, buy it all. So I put one of each in my cart, and of course, allocations for the digital only.
No regrets.
Was maybe 25%.
Was it
And
even
when I
that
go to
high?
buy, it's like, oh,
Was it 25% of allocation with Series S? I thought it was even lower than that.
it probably was just off of the GameStop signs. I saw people posting like, here's my local GameStop. And it was like, we have this many X's, this many S's. It was around 25%, which seems like a lot more than the unicorn of the digital edition PS5.
I have one on pre-order. Locked it down.
Nice. But yeah, I'd spaz out, try to put them all in my cart, and then those would go. And then I couldn't get the other one out in time to buy the X. So I was left with nothing. But
it
Microsoft
makes me...
Store choked, and it finally came through. And so we'll see. I don't know until it's in my hands.
Yeah, right. I was honestly interested to see, like, I mean, I don't suspect that we would get hard numbers in terms of how many consoles are going to be allocated by each company. I wonder actually how many Xboxes are going to be like available on launch day versus how many PS5s are going to be available. From the early tweets I was seeing, I was actually kind of surprised how scant availability was for Xbox, at least in terms of like your GameStops. I was seeing like, I don't know, 6 Xbox Series X's and like 2 Series X. I saw
it wasn't high for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're launching worldwide this time, so they're hitting a lot more markets
that's a good point.
than used to. I mean, like I woke up to tweets about UK selling out in 2 minutes. I'm like, oh no, here we go.
I had a heart attack looking up at Twitter and be like, oh, I missed it.
Oh yeah, I saw my Twitter saying, I got mine. I'm like, oh, what? No, I no.
Still though, this is home soil for them. This is old stomping ground for them. I still would have kind of expected a little. I mean, again, this is just anecdotal from what I saw on Twitter, but I was kind of I had my eye on that and was just wondering how many consoles were allocated.
But, yeah, I see what you're getting at because all the hubbub prior to all this is there's going to be a shortage of PS5s. They ran into issues. It costs blah blah blah, which didn't turn out to be the case. And Microsoft's saying, we've been in production since June or July or whatever, so they're sitting in an unmarked box in a warehouse somewhere. So, but I don't know, they're just trying to get a better foothold in those other countries because in the US they're fine. They do just fine here. But in Europe, Xboxes are non-existent. Asia don't even So that's why you got your
Has Phil Spencer ever even been to Asia?
No, never.
Never stepped foot on Asian soil.
Yeah. I actually tweeted at him a couple times about going to Japan. He was like, I haven't left yet. I'm like, oh, well, sorry.
Have you ever gotten a response directly from Phil Spencer?
Yeah. I said, how was Japan? Because he was going out to do his, Dragon Ball Z Budokai trip that he does yearly. Because, it's such a big hit. And he responded, I haven't left yet. I'm like, oh. Cool. Well, I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna screenshot it. I'm gonna put it in my brush with fame folder.
And, he's probably like, shit. Thanks for reminding me. I have to go.
And now we play tennis every Tuesday.
I hate doing this every year. They send me out there, and I come back with nothing.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. There's those Sonic, those Sega rumors.
The Sega rumors. They've got to settle down. They'll get me too worked up.
Yeah, okay. I started seeing this on Twitter. This is like actually real, or this is just rumor? What's going on?
They released a controller that is just clean. It's blue with some black accent and white, and it's just, if Sega was a controller, that's what it looks like. And they had some hint about, I don't remember. I'll have to pull it up. You guys talk, but people were extrapolating that. Oh no, Sega's next. That's what they're gonna buy, and it's.
So I'm not. I don't have like. It's been a while. There was something on some Sega financials that was like expecting a large one-time income of money, and it lined up with some of a bunch of the Sega games like suddenly showing up on Game Pass for future releases, and people were kind of like theorizing that maybe they're getting bought.
Well, at least that has a little more legitimacy. I thought this whole thing may have been because of a controller.
The controller just brought it all back up.
Tell me this isn't because of a controller. Jesus.
Well, it's internet. They run with everything. So they released the pictures of this controller, which is a white back, black triggers, blue face, and it says clean and simple, still iconic. And people are like, oh, if you take still and iconic and put it together, it says Sonic. And then there's some Sega tweet where some lady's laying face down on a table and she has her hands in the shape of an X. Something, I can't read kanji, so people are just like,
that's just how old ladies sit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's it. That's it. They're buying Sega. Sonic is going to be Master Chief's little buddy. People ran with it. It's nothing. Maybe there'll be some Game Pass news on Tokyo Game Show.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. They've had the last 3 Yakuza games.
No, that'd be it.
On there.
Be a good place to do that. When is Tokyo Game Show? God, isn't it like
2 days?
Yeah,
24th, 25th.
This is a gaming podcast, right? I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we're knowledgeable. We'll edit this out. Trust me, I'll just edit it out and post. It's okay.
No, it's okay. The people need to know how informed I am. Speaking of pre-orders, PS5 pre-orders. Did you guys get on it?
Yep.
Where, how, when? Tell me your stories.
I've got one from Target. I think the first wave I missed out on. I think it was Best Buy.
So Best Buy or Walmart?
Oh, yeah. I think it was Walmart.
Oh, I think Walmart did go up first.
Yeah.
That's how the dominoes
right. Yeah.
with Sam Walton.
Yeah.
His little twist.
And then I was like, oh man, I didn't get it. My brother texted me right as Target went up, and I got that right away. And then I called some people didn't answer.
Yeah, I got some phone calls too, and some people didn't answer. They were eating or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
I was painting a barn.
You were thinking, hey, they said pre-orders will happen tomorrow, and they happened that day. Yeah.
And egg on their face. How disappointed were you?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Matt, how disappointed were you in your Warhorse stable that Jim Ryan told you to your face? He put his hand on your shoulder and said, son, tomorrow pre-orders will go up. You'll have plenty of notice. I've got you.
That's the thing. Jim Ryan, he didn't even tell you when.
Yeah, hour later, he's like, have at it, kids.
Okay, 2 things on that. First of all, I got my PS5, so tell me sweet lies, I don't give a damn. Secondly, I'll just say Sony doesn't control their retail partners. If Sam Walton says push the button, honestly, and this is really my rebuttal with this is it was a total shit show with PS5. I completely agree. Thank God I got 4 of them. But
I only need 4.
They're all backup Sonic Boom. Mm-hmm. You can't just rely on one.
Scalper. You're
one of them is going to screw me. I would not scalp.
That's a whole other topic. But yeah, scalping, that's a thing.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that too. But the other thing was, honestly, when everything was going down, I'm like, even if this was well planned, you're going to come into this impasse where 2 million people are trying to go to Best Buy, and this is going to happen. And it's exactly what happened today. I really give Microsoft credit for actually trying to plan it, and that matters, to actually have a plan and to say that, and to give people, these are the retailers, this is where, this is when. That's awesome. But like the whole time I was thinking you're gonna have the same problem because 5 million.
I think for more people, the way Microsoft did it is helpful. That they all know, okay, I need to be around this time stuff. But if you're kind of like on Twitter all the time, like the PS5 way was way easier for me. That I had way less problems getting one than I did getting an Xbox.
Well, yeah, but you weren't outside painting a shed like I was, and
true.
You're like, "Hey, they're live." I'm like, "What?" And I'm painting a door, and I'm like, "Oh man!" So I go run in and
wait. I have to edge out this corner real quick.
I'm painting. I'm furiously trying to log on, get to Target, and nothing. So
wait, you actually tried? I thought you weren't even going to go for one.
Well, no, of course I'm going to try. Like I said, I got to sell as many of these on Craigslist as possible.
You monster. Over here judging me for my 4 PS5s.
Hey. Don't be ugly. Don't be like that. I didn't steal, insert manuals.
That's unforgivable for sure.
I was young. Okay? I didn't know what I was doing. I just
started his life of crime early.
Yeah.
That's where it started. Got big ideas. So, Yeah, I mean, I guess nothing more to say on the PS5 pre-order thing other than I got them. Greg got one. So, Sonic Boom, are you gonna try and get one, or are you just kind of like, meh, I'll get it?
Well, now that I got my X, nah, I'm good. I'll see. I don't. No, I'm sure we'll pontificate back and forth, but like you with Xbox, I don't play a lot of PlayStation, so I'll get one when God of War comes out in 2021, which is totally going to happen if you all believe that. But
Pizza
until then,
bet,
I'll wait.
pizza bet part 2. I owe you a pizza, by the way.
You do owe me a pizza.
But you said you wanted it on the 27th.
24th, but yeah, it's close enough.
God, I'm glad I actually brought that up. Okay, 24th.
What was our first pizza bet? Let's throw all the listeners. What was our first pizza bet? Do you remember?
First pizza bet was that we bet that. Okay, I bet that Last Guardian was going to come out before Kingdom Hearts 3. Is what I recall, right?
Yes, it was either Kingdom Hearts 3 or Final Fantasy. Either way, you won.
Kingdom Hearts came out after, so I think it's
yeah. Either way, he won. So yeah.
You owe me another pizza?
No, I got you your pizza. Remember, I shipped it to you.
It came out before Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. So
no. I said or.
I know. I'm just trying to weasel you out of another pizza.
Dude, I got kids to feed. Don't be like that. Your dolls don't eat much.
Don't bring my dollies into this. Anyway, I got the pizza. I appreciate it. I'm gonna pay up. And actually, while we're on the topic, I really thought that the price point for the Series X was gonna be lower than that. I did.
Really?
I really did. Not because it's not worth $500. Clearly, it is. But I thought that Microsoft was going to be more aggressive. I just thought they were going to kind of try to shock our socks and say $449 or even lower than that.
I bet if Sony had blinked first, they would have went down a little bit, to like $450. But I mean, both companies are losing their nose on making these things, especially the digital editions, because disk drives can't cost that much. Like Blu-ray disk drives,
No.
they
you're
cost
buying those in bulk,
$40. Yeah.
No, they're not. Actually, what I had seen, I've seen a couple of rundowns on the components. I can't speak to Series X, but as far as the PS5, the component breakdown is actually not quite as expensive as I would have thought. They were thinking it was $450 roughly to build the build the PS5 disc edition, and about $420 for the digital. And I had been saying at the time, Sony took a 10% cut on the PS4 when they released it. So if you just extrapolate that with the launch of the PS5, they actually had way more room to go down lower. But I agree with you. I think that the whole leak with the Series X price point, I think Sony was like, we don't need to come down any more than we want to.
Yeah. I mean, for what you're getting, $500, it's insane. I mean, the X at $500 was still a steal. I love my X, and it looks great. Even today, 3-year-old tech.
Oh, okay. I have one other thing, and I'm sorry I have to bring this up. Okay. Remember on Twitter, maybe, I don't know, what was this, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was just saying I thought, and I still think, that the naming convention is confusing for people.
Oh, man. Oh.
Did you hear about this? Today, there was an uptick of 46% of Xbox One X's sold on Amazon.
It was not. It was 700%.
So okay, 700.
Yeah, but you can't get those from
700%.
You have to get those from resellers, so they were paying way more than whatever they thought they were getting. So
I saw someone responding to that saying these aren't even manufactured anymore, so they're probably selling 1 or 2. So they sold 7.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. Honestly, in my mind, if you're going physically into a store, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I think a lot of people buy online retailers, so it doesn't completely shock me in the rush of things, especially when people are just click. So
especially on Amazon when you search for Series X, all that shows up in the search results is Xbox One X.
Xbox One X or Waffles the Corgi. One of those two things.
Waffles.
I kept on getting Waffles, man.
Yeah, Waffles.
He's an adorable little bastard, but I need an Xbox Waffles. Get out of here, please. I felt like I had something else to say. Any other thoughts on the pre-order thing?
I mean, it's great. I was supposed to have a test today, and it got canceled and moved, so I was able to focus on my 19 browsers. The missus laughed at me, but I'm like, dude, how often do you get to pre-order a game or a machine, like of this magnitude? So it was fun.
Yeah.
This is not a time to laugh at me.
I didn't go to a GameStop. I thought about it, but it's like, I'm an old man. I'll just internet it.
There at the beginning when it was just popping off and I couldn't get a single one, I was like, oh no, I should have gotten in line at a GameStop.
Well, the missus, she went to Target and she's like, there's a line out around the block at GameStop.
Wow.
And they don't open until like 9 or 10 here. So I'm like, yeah, well, good luck. So.
And there's a pandemic, so who wants that?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, mask it, people. Don't be that guy.
Oh,
mask it or casket.
Dude. I haven't heard that. That's another good.
I totally made that up myself.
That's a bumper sticker. That's our second.
Wasn't on the internet. And what was the first one? Oh, my mom helped me beat 1-1.
Dude, we actually have to make a shirt like that.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the title of the episode?
What's that?
Episode 0. Is that going to be the title of the episode? My mom helped me beat 1-1.
Well, actually, that's I'm down. I'm down with that. One thing we've been riffing for about coming up on an hour here. I had a couple of other kind of topics of conversation. I guess we'll make this one quick. This one we can, make it concise, I guess. But we're nearing the end of the generation. Well, ostensibly, we're about to go into the next gen of consoles. The current gen will probably last another year or two, but coming up on the end of the current gen, like what are you going to remember this generation by? Like if there's anything that you'll remember, maybe something from each console manufacturer, or really, what are your lingering thoughts as the sun is setting on these beautiful little boxes?
Great, go ahead.
Go ahead while I...
The Witcher 3 is what I'm going to remember. That is my favorite game of all time now.
Is it really?
Yeah. I had to give it some time because, after you finish a game, you're like, oh, this is the best game I ever played. But I really think it is all this time later. Anytime I go back to it, I'm like, for me.
Ooh, and you're gonna get a free upgrade to the Series X, Series
I
S
know.
version.
My God.
Yeah.
That I honestly, when I saw that, I was really happy because it's still on my backlog shame list.
Only getting better.
I actually that's awesome. That's awesome. Witcher 3 is, every time I go into that game, I kind of get a little like analysis paralysis, but I'm I could spend the rest of my life on this video game. It's so
I get stuck in Gwent, and I'm like, I don't need to I don't need to get your Griffin or whatever. I'm gonna go play these cards. Bye.
Yeah.
Gwent. Yeah. Did they have a date announced for that, or did they just say
just next year?
Yeah, at some point they got to ship a game first, then they'll worry about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that little.
What's the indie title that they're publishing?
Cyber
Attack 2012. I don't know, something like that.
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heavy hitter for the fall. Okay, so Witcher. By the way, 2015 might be, in my opinion, the best year of video games.
A good year.
Man, solid.
Just for me personally, because you had Metal Gear Solid 5, Bloodborne, and Witcher. Those are three of, in my opinion, some of the best games that came out all gen. Awesome year. Awesome year for games.
Yeah. Fallout 4, I think, was that year.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Ori.
Ori.
I want to say Rise of the Tomb Raider was that year.
Yep.
Damn.
And then what else? Was Fallout that year?
Yeah, Fallout 4.
And Halo 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was such a busy Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to
Great Syndicate. Call back.
Syndicate.
All right, now I got to look this up. All right, let's see.
2015 was a bomber, man.
Oh, Rocket League.
Mario Maker.
Oh, that's right. Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good year for sure.
Oh yeah, Madden 16. Oh man,
Oh
don't get me
man.
started.
Okay. You're banned. Put him on mute, Greg. He's got
Yeah.
30-second mute ban.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
give a shout out to Craig. He's our audio producer in the background. He doesn't have a mic, but he's doing his thing. So if it sounds good, you can thank us. If it sounds awful, blame Craig.
I'm not really into his graphic style, if you know what I mean. He needs to spend more time.
No.
Not his fault.
Come back with something.
Low fruit that looked like a Halo game, and you were excited. Shut up.
No, I actually. Can we spend 2 seconds to talk about Halo?
For sure.
Honestly, this is like. Okay, these are my thoughts. Halo was my launch bay, and I was upfront about that. All I wanted was Halo. That's it. You could do anything else with the Series X, and I would have bought it. I would have been so into it just with Halo. When I first saw Halo, I was just really, really excited because it looked like Halo Combat Evolved, and I was like, I mean, it looked fine. Just to be clear, I thought from the beginning, if this is it, I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah.
I'm totally into it. I love the open map concept. You know, it looked awesome and it sounded really good. When I went back to watch it, with having my excitement die down a little bit, I was like, I guess I can see there's some pop in, and I guess I can see some of it. But to be honest with you, I was pretty shocked that they are taking it back into development. In my personal opinion, I could see it push back another year. I think they should, at least now, do whatever you need to do with it. If it's a year from now, fine.
Yeah.
But
if you're not at launch, there's not.
Yeah.
I guess rush.
Right.
It wasn't finished. I mean, rumors about, development hell, which, name a game that went through development heaven, please.
Yeah, right.
But, it wasn't going to have ray tracing, whereas they tossed around the idea of splitting the campaign from multiplayer. And it just wasn't done, They tried all they could, and it wasn't going to happen. So rather than get another Crackdown 3 on their hands, they bumped it. So
I think it was the right move to make. But I will say this, and these are going to be the first official shots from Warhorse. Okay, I'm putting on my Warhorse saddle for this.
Buckle up.
I don't have. Xbox Series X is technically a behemoth. It's a total badass. No one's denying that. I think that its power is a little bit, in comparison to the PS5, from all the research I've done, it's a little bit overstated in my opinion. Just from raw numbers I'm looking and listening to people talk about the tech versus tech, it is going to be better. Technically, on paper, it is. But my whole issue really is this, which is Phil Spencer and everybody saying, we're the most powerful console, we're the most powerful console, we're the most powerful console with the most teraflops. That's all true. But when you roll into the showcase and you don't see that game that just kind of drops your jaw, at least for me, I didn't have that moment where I'm like, my God, this is, I can see the power, and here it is, and here's all the rays traced. I didn't feel like when you lead in with that we're the most powerful console and you don't have that it game, I was just kind of like, to me, it lost a little bit of, it maybe didn't lost, but it definitely didn't move the needle for me personally to kind of say I need to have this thing at launch. That's just how I feel about it personally. And those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I think a lot of this gen is kind of it doesn't seem to be as big of a graphical jump for sure. It's definitely a lot of hey, loading times are probably not going away, but way better, and just xCloud, hey, play it wherever. It's just a lot of convenient stuff, and I think that's which I'm sure in a couple years we're gonna get games that just blow us away visually, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. I'm not excited for games or gaming. I'm excited for new tech, but I haven't seen anything that really has got me to want to buy a system. Do I want an Xbox? Absolutely. Will my games that I currently have and that are released this holiday, third party, look great? Absolutely. But to me, neither one of these systems has a definitive first-party console exclusive experience that is driving new box sales. So,
I mean,
I've
Demon
been a
Souls
little.
looked pretty good.
Oh, I cannot wait for Demon Souls. Honestly, that to me that is the launch game for me. Spider-Man, I'll definitely get it, but like Demon Souls, I kind of feel like it's almost fan service because it's sort of a niche. I don't want to call it niche, but it kind of is. It's just awesome that
the
Sony
Souls
does
games
like
are they're still niche. I mean, they sell fine, they sell good, but it's still a
I think it's so
targeted
awesome
audience.
that they have a AAA game on a niche IP kind of. That's so badass to me. It's like Demon Souls. That's so awesome. I mean, it's such a robust game too. The original Demon Souls, I spent over 100 hours on that game.
Wow.
And like to have a launch game of that magnitude to me, it's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
It looked so good too. I don't know. We can keep riffing on that if you want, but I kind of was. Oh wait, Sonic Boom. Your thoughts of the current gen as it's winding down? What are you going to be?
I was gonna say we'll circle back eventually, but as much as I achievement hunted, I'm at like 210k achievement points, and
Coming for you.
yeah, oh man, you're nipping my heels. I'm like sweating bullets. Like you're no joke.
I've mentioned your score once, so then you'll go play 33 Ratalaika games through the weekend.
Yeah, Ratalack and 2K games and just garbage. Yeah, that'll flex. But I think what defined this generation is how Game Pass has completely changed how I buy games. Yeah. To me, a brand new game that's over $20 is such a hard sell. Like Cyberpunk 2077, yep, I'll get that. Maybe Assassin's Creed, but like everything else, I'm like Game Pass, or I'll wait for a sale or Black Friday. Like spending 60 or $70 Sony dollars on a brand new game is just not in the cards with Game Pass. Like there's just so much to play that when I see
you really don't buy that many games then, huh?
No, I don't. I mean, I'll buy my Destiny expansions. I'll buy my Assassin's Creed on Black Fridays when they're like 35, but I guess I had to buy my Nintendo tax when I bought Luigi's Mansion and Origami King. But yeah, like my buying habits this last 2-3 years has really diminished. I got a couple mouths to feed, but at the same time, when you got Game Pass, it's just A, you're playing so much for what you already bought, and B, it's just like I know that game will be in Game Pass in 6 months. Like I was waiting for Doom to be on Game Pass, and well, I got that wish. So,
Doom. God, I love that game. That's another game I'm gonna wait for next gen. By the way,
yeah.
Then they say that they're gonna do a free upgrade. So it's awesome. That's actually a really good. That's a really good answer. I agree with you that Game Pass has changed the face of point of sale. I mean, obviously Microsoft is running away with that, but it's it's changed gaming forever. I think it's from here on out. That's going to be the future. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. You've got a phone, you got a Series S, you can get the gaming so cheap this gen, and have all these benefits of a
many games
huge catalog. Yeah. So
I'm still in the camp that I think obviously them integrating EA strengthens Game Pass. But I was kind of in the camp like before the acquisition. I don't know that I would buy into Game Pass a lot. I don't know that I would have bought a Series X, and Game Pass is just not enough for me to buy a whole nother console just because there aren't any first party games from Microsoft that I feel like I absolutely am in love with. And I mean, obviously this acquisition changes that whole proposition, but Game Pass is only good if there are good games in it. I'm not saying there aren't good games in it, but like for me personally, there was not like a knockout first party game that I feel like I need. I really wish Flight Simulator was coming out at launch.
Yeah,
I really do.
That would be a cool one.
I still think that's in the cards. I think they just haven't announced it yet.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
Okay. So my
I
only
mean, they're cutting it close because they've announced Gears Tactics, but I think that'll still be holiday for sure.
I've heard nothing but good things about Gears Tactics, but I haven't really.
Yeah.
My thing with Flight Simulator, honestly, and take this however you want, but I think Flight Simulator is like technically incredible. It's absolutely amazing, and I really, if it came out launch, I would totally want to buy a Series X for that. I don't play on PC. I don't game on PC, so Plus, I don't have. Doesn't that game require some kind of beast mode to play it? So I wouldn't play it on PC.
It's chunky on mine.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But the thing about Flight Simulator is I wonder, just in terms of like when somebody is considering buying a Series X versus a PlayStation 5, Flight Simulator is kind of, I don't want to call it a hard sell for people, but it's really a connoisseur experience. It's kind of like
definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, right. It'd be like trying to make Journey your system seller. It's kind of like,
yeah.
That's kind of some. I still think it looks awesome, and I hope
it's hobby grade for sure.
Yeah, there you go. I still think it's awesome. Those are the kinds of games I think that make first party really, really awesome. When you have this totally bizarre or off the wall.
And to circle back, that's the next studio they need to buy is a Sobo game or Sobo Studio. They did Flight Sim, they did Plague Tale, they've done a number of things. Which, that'd be another good feather in their cap. So
what do you think they would go after next? Them?
Oh, brother, it's. I mean,
literally everything's on the table now.
Everything is on the freaking table, dude.
Yeah.
And it really makes me wonder if Sony is over there saying, "Well, it's buying season now, and like buying is forever, so we need to go put a ring on it right now." Companies like Konami. I honestly think that even Microsoft would probably wanting to just be buying IP rights from Konami, but like Konami, I don't know how big Capcom is, or if that's even a position. You know who I think would make a lot of sense for Sony is FromSoft. I don't know necessarily how feasible that would be, but like just if you're talking in terms of like company identity, I have a whole nother conversation around this, but like company identity is really big with acquisition. That's why I thought the Bethesda thing was so awesome for Microsoft, because I really always saw them as like a heritage Xbox company. They're weapon
you definitely
developer.
Associate them.
Yeah, you do, and it's that to me they were buying like an identity as much as anything. In my personal opinion, like Microsoft has been kind of struggling to find an identity, sort of. Halo. It's funny to think about it, but like Master Chief is not as recognizable to young gamers as he is to us. And it's because his games haven't been COD level or Fortnite level, and I wish they were, but I just think like buying an id, that gives you so much credit, that gives you tons of cachet, and it gives you right away, I think it's totally in line with them as a company. They're all Western. I don't know. I think it's an amazing acquisition for them. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, it fits their model of. I mean, those are all Game Pass games. It's not slight, but I mean, you look at them. It's like they've had the Fallouts, they've had the Dishonors, they've had Dooms. So it fit their portfolio. I could see them making a push if they're going to make anything this fiscal year that is remotely impactful. I'd say it'd have to be someone in the Asian market. Like that's where their portfolio lacks is Japanese developers. So like so
they've got
Capcom, Sega.
They've got Tango now from Zenimax, and that's it as far as I know.
Yeah, they got another Budokai special coming. So, but yeah, I think Phil tries every year. He goes out there, he bows, he brings his Microsoft checkbook, and
that's like, it's crazy too, because Microsoft is building this ecosystem where you don't have to have a physical box to have a monopoly now. I mean, I've been saying it for months. In a future of no hardware, IP is your cachet. That's your currency.
Exactly.
That was a hot tweet.
I honestly think that's why like Nintendo's future-proof in that way, because they have the most valuable IPs on planet Earth. But I honestly think that's part of the reason Sony has been leaning into IP acquisition for the last 20 years. I think they see this coming. They're building a first-party stable, but like, God, if Microsoft is going to be this aggressive, it's going to be really, really hard for anybody to play ball like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard.
And now that we know where the bar is, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of, I don't know. I'm talking too much, but I have a moment of like, Jesus, what does this mean for gaming? I'm still kind of grappling with it. It's like seismic. It's a seismic shift.
That's huge. I mean, it was out of nowhere. I mean, we'll still be talking about it for the next couple of years.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, we will. Gosh. Well, we've been riffing for an hour 15.
Yeah, let's do some house cleaning.
House clean. Why don't you lead it off then?
Yeah, so our boy Greg, he's a web developer, graphic designer, network engineer guy.
In another life. Very rusty.
Actually, I don't know. He said he can make us a website, so that should be up shortly. I'd imagine it's skeletal, right? It's a landing page.
Yeah, not yet. I gotta get on the phone.
Okay,
I'll make some calls.
What's that? What will that website
that will be at www.crossplatformchat.com.
You got a .com?
I got a .com.
Man, I was hoping .biz, but you know.
We got a backup for that if we need a .biz. I got Warhorse.biz on lockdown.
Nice. Oh, Warhorse.biz, yeah.
That's right.
We got a Twitter. You can catch us there. Same thing. It's crossplatchat at twitter.com/Twitter.
What a hell of a name for a podcast, guys.
It's great, isn't it? It just rolls off the tongue.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It fits right there next to, you know, what do you call it? The IGN1 and NPR. You know, it's just right there. Just 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. There we are.
I mean, yeah. Warm it up because we're about to take iTunes and all the socials by storm. You watch it, it's gonna happen. How many followers do we have right now, by the way?
Me, myself, and I.
3,000.
A friend of the show, Dan.
Who is Dan, by the way?
Dan? He's a coworker.
See, okay. We'll talk about this.
I'm not going to put him on blast. Hi, Dan.
It's not. Yeah, tell him to say hi to me. I still don't think he exists. I think
he's one of our followers. I promise.
Don't dox Dan.
No, I won't put him on blast. But yeah, so we got a Twitter, we got a website. Hopefully we get this to all your podcast aggregates that you like and that you can listen to. But yeah, we're getting the show off the ground and we'll work through the kinks and we'll figure it out. Uh-oh. Did we lose someone?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Got to the very end.
Oh, it's that sound just dropped from me. Well, that's a hell of a way to end the show.
I'm back now.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
Did you boot me?
No. God, no. Why would I do that? Don't be that ridiculous.
Yeah, I never know with you. Sonic Boom. What's the last thing you heard me say?
Something about you followers we have, and I should care about. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can roll it there. Well, you can find me on Twitter at the circle button, but otherwise, crossplat chat on Twitter. That's the handle. Check us out.
You can find me at the Pie Piper. Pie like you're eating pie, Piper. But yeah,
delicious.
It's delicious.
I'm at Jethrin, Jethrin.
There you have it. Well, I guess that's a wrap on episode 0 of Cross-Platform Chat.
Chat?
Chat. Cross-Platform Chat.
That's where I'm editing it. This is where the music comes up, and I'm editing the rest of this out. So,
see us next week.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.